He had $11 in his bank account the morning his daughter asked why they never went on vacation. Maybe that's you right now. Not broke in the dramatic way movies show. No, this is quieter. It's checking your balance before buying groceries. It's doing the math in your head at the gas station. No, it's lying awake at 2 a.m. not because of nightmares, but because of numbers. Marcus Webb was 34 years old, mopping floors at a downtown office building, watching men in suits walk past him every single night, men who never once looked down. He had been invisible his whole life, and he had accepted it. But what happened next? Nobody expected. Marcus grew up in East Baltimore on Redwood Street, third-floor apartment, radiator that only worked half the winter. His mother cleaned hotels. His father left when Marcus was 9 and never came back with the explanation he promised. School was something Marcus survived, not something he finished. He dropped out at 17, told himself he'd go back. He never did. By 34, he had worked 14 different jobs: security guard, warehouse loader, delivery driver, dishwasher at 2 different restaurants. And now janitor. Night shift, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. at Hargrove Financial Partners, ironically a wealth management firm. Every night he mopped those marble floors. Every night he emptied the trash cans beside desks covered in financial reports and stock charts. Every night he rode the bus home at 6:15 a.m. while the city was just waking up, eating a cold egg sandwich from the corner store, watching people in workout gear jogging past him on the sidewalk. His daughter Amara was 8. Smart, curious, full of questions he didn't always know how to answer. Marcus's flaw wasn't laziness. He worked harder than almost anyone he knew. His flaw was pride, a deep, stubborn pride that stopped him from ever admitting he didn't understand something, stopped him from asking for help, stopped him from raising his hand and saying, "I don't know how any of this works." And money? Money was something other people understood, not him. Never him. His phone screen was cracked from the corner, held together by a piece of clear tape. He'd had it that way for 7 months. It was a Tuesday in October, cold enough that Marcus could see his breath on the bus ride home. Amara had a school project. She needed a printer, colored pencils, and a poster board. Total cost, $19. Marcus opened his banking app. His account read $11.43. He sat there on that bus, the city scrolling past the window, and he felt something crack open inside him. Not dramatic, not loud, just quiet and final, like a door closing somewhere deep. He thought about his mother, thought about how she used to say, "We'll figure it out," every time money got tight, and how he had believed her, and how he had spent his whole adult life saying the same thing to himself without ever actually figuring anything out. He got off 2 stops early and walked the rest of the way home in the cold. That morning, while Amara slept, Marcus sat at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee that had gone cold. He opened his cracked phone and typed 3 words into the search bar: how to save. It was embarrassing. He knew that. A grown man, 34 years old, searching something a teenager should know. But the pride that had protected him his whole life had finally cost him more than he could afford to pay. He read for 2 hours. Then he read some more. 3 weeks later, Marcus was emptying the recycling bin beside the desk of a man named Gerald O'Kafer, a junior analyst at Hargrove, maybe 26 years old, who always stayed late. Marcus had noticed him before, not because he was important, but because he was the only person in that building who ever said goodnight. That night, Gerald had fallen asleep at his desk. His laptop was open. On the screen was a spreadsheet, color-coded, organized with a column labeled net worth goal. Marcus stared at it longer than he should have. Gerald woke up startled, saw Marcus looking. There was a moment, the kind where embarrassment could go either way. Then Gerald laughed. "You ever look at one of these things?" Marcus shook his head. "Sit down for a second," Gerald said. Marcus almost said no. Pride, again, rising in his chest like a reflex. But he sat. For 20 minutes, Gerald showed him the basics. Not investments, not stocks, just the foundation. A budget. Wind a budget. Tracking every dollar in, every dollar out. An emergency fund. The concept of paying yourself first, even if it's only $5 a week. "You don't need to earn more first," Gerald said. "You need to see where it's going first. Most people never do that." They just react to money instead of deciding what it does. Marcus rode the bus home that morning and didn't eat his usual egg sandwich. He saved the $3.50. He wrote it down in a small notebook he bought for 99 cents. That notebook became the most important object in his life by December. 2 months in, Marcus had saved $340, the most money he had held on to in years. He had cut his spending to almost nothing. No extras, cold lunches, walking when he could, selling 2 boxes of old clothes online for $47. Of old clothes online for $47. He felt for the first time in a long time like he was moving. Then his mother called. Her building had a heating problem. She needed $280 to cover her share of the repair bill, or she'd be without heat through January. She didn't ask directly. She never did. But Marcus heard it in the pauses. He transferred her the $280 that afternoon. Account, $60. He sat in the dark of his apartment for a long time. Amira was at school. The apartment was quiet. The old anger came back, the one that whispered, "You'll never get out. This is just what your life is. Stop pretending." He almost closed the notebook. He almost stopped. He thought about Gerald's spreadsheet, the column that said net worth goal, not net worth current, goal. Future tense, a decision, not a fact. He opened the notebook instead, wrote the date, wrote $60, wrote start again. What nobody tells you about building wealth from nothing is that it is boring, deeply, relentlessly boring. There is no dramatic montage. There is no single moment of breakthrough. There is only Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday. Marcus picked up an extra shift on Saturdays cleaning a church hall, $45 cash. He started selling items on an online marketplace. A broken lamp he fixed with YouTube tutorials, old tools from a storage unit sale. Small things. Slow money, slow money. He learned one concept per week from free library resources. Week 1, compound interest. Week 2, the difference between an asset and a liability. Week 3, why most people spend raises before they receive them. Here is a number worth carrying with you. 1 hour of focused learning per day equals 365 hours in a year. That is more than 9 full work weeks of education, completely free, completely yours, taken from time most people spend scrolling. Marcus did not have a mentor. He did not have a family with money to teach him. Right. He had a cracked phone, a 99-cent notebook, and 1 hour every morning before Amara woke up. By the end of month 2, rebuilt from $60, he had $410 saved. He told no one. Not because he was superstitious, but because he had learned that some things need to grow in silence before they're strong enough to survive the weight of other people's opinions. Gerald asked him one evening how things were going. "Better," Marcus said. "Slowly better," Marcus said. Gerald nodded like he understood exactly what that meant. Day 90 was a Saturday in January. Marcus sat at the same kitchen table where he had felt something crack open 3 months earlier. The notebook was in front of him. His phone, still cracked, still taped, was beside it. His savings account read $1140. Not a fortune, he knew that. No one was going to write a headline about $1140. But Marcus understood something that morning that he had never understood before. Wealth is not a destination you arrive at. It is a direction you choose. And he had been walking in the right direction for 90 days. He made Amara her favorite breakfast, eggs and toast with honey. And when she came to the table, he told her they were going to start saving for a trip together. Somewhere she chose. She looked at him the way 8-year-olds look at you when they're deciding whether to believe you. "Promise?" she said. "Earned promise?" he said. Hot, lucky one. 6 months after that morning, Marcus had $3,200 saved, 0 debt on his phone bill, and had started a small weekend cleaning service with 1 other person. His hourly rate had effectively tripled. He still worked nights at Hargrove, but he no longer felt invisible there. Marcus didn't change his income first. He changed his relationship with what he already had. Most people wait for more money before they start managing money. But the habits you build at $11 are the same habits that work at $11,000. The only difference is the number of zeros. The behavior is identical. 1 hour a day, a 99-cent notebook. The decision to see where every dollar goes before telling yourself you don't have enough. That's it. That's the whole secret that was never actually a secret. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, write down every dollar you spent this week. Don't judge it, just see it. Awareness is the first move that everything else is built on. And tell me in the comments, what is the one money habit you keep trying to build but never stick with? I read every single one. This story was always going to find you. The only question is what you do now that it has.